All right, boys and girls, we are on to lesson 11 in module 4. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking at how to create angles with our pattern blocks, and that's your bucket of pattern blocks you guys have been using. We're going to make a 360-degree angle. You guys have a sheet that tells you what each angle is worth on each pattern block. Pull that sheet out, and I want you to see if you can make a 360-degree angle. Go ahead and pause this to do that. All right, if you look at what I have made, all of my shapes are revolving around one point, this point right here. So let's see how I did. I have 120 plus 90, which is 210, plus 60, which is 270, plus 30, plus another 60. So 270 plus 90 is 360. All right, what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to take one of your pattern blocks away. I don't care which one you take away. And I want you to figure out how much that angle was based off of what you already know. So we knew it was 360. So if we take one away, could I say 360 minus 30? (360 minus 30 equals x. That's going to tell me what this whole angle is, this whole angle. So if I do 360 minus 30, I get 330 degrees. So this angle right here is 330. And we could figure it out. So I could say 120 plus 90, which is 210, plus 60 is 270, plus another 60 is 330. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and take you to the problem set now. What we have here is we have an angle that has been labeled angle D, and we've been given the inside angle. So we know 20 degrees, and then we're looking for the entire outside angle. Well, if we completed this circle, including the 20 degrees, how much is that? If you said 360 degrees, you are correct. So what we need to know is this plus this equals 360. Or we could say 360 degrees minus 20 degrees equals what? And we can label it D because that's what our variable is. If you subtract those two, you get 340 degrees. So that means D must equal 340 degrees. If you need to do it off to the side, go ahead, that's fine. Go ahead and look at this one over here. If you look at it very carefully, we can see that it's a what? Right angle. If you're not 100% sure, you can certainly use a protractor or your right angle template. But because they put a square in here, it tells me that it's a right angle. So I know that this is 90 degrees. But I don't know what my outside is. But since we're thinking about this whole thing as a circle, we know it's a total of 360. If one of my pieces is 90, we just have to figure out the other. So to put my variable in there, do my equation, it's 360 degrees minus 90 degrees equals C. There's my equation. Let's go ahead and figure that out. 360 minus 90, 3 becomes a 2, 6 becomes a 16 because I borrowed 10 tens. 16 minus 9, 7. 270 degrees. And if you know your benchmarks, you would have known that anyway. So C equals 270 degrees. Let's get a little more complicated. Down here, we have 3 angles. It looks a little tougher, but remember, we're looking at the whole circle, which is how much? Hope you said 360 degrees. So we're going to put that as our total. Then we've been given 74 degrees, so let's write that down. But what else have we been given? Yeah, we've been given E, you're right. That's our variable. But what else? Yeah, 90 degrees. So now I have part plus part plus part equals a whole. What are we going to do? I hope you said we're going to add our parts together. 90 plus 74. And since the other one's a variable, we can't add that in. But now that we have part and a whole, we can subtract. Parts and wholes subtract. 6 becomes a 5, 0 becomes a 10. 10 take away 4 is 6. 3 becomes a 2, 5 becomes a 15. 15 take away 6 is 9. 2 take away 1 is 1. Therefore, E is 196 degrees. You can double check yourself by adding them all together if you're not confident. 6 plus 4 is 10. 18 plus 7, 25, 26. 2 plus 1 is 3. We are correct. Therefore, E equals 196. If you were to add up 360, 90, and 74 to get this, you would be incorrect because our total is 360. All right, let's flip to the back. So last thing we're going to talk about, opposite angles, they are measured the same, they are equal. See how this and this, there's only one angle? So if this is 20 degrees, this would also be 20 degrees. If this is 160 degrees, this would also be 160 degrees. So if I added them all up together, and this was 160 degrees, and this was 20 degrees, this plus this is 320, 340, 360. So opposites, if it's exactly across and it's just one angle to one angle, they are the same. Therefore, X is 160 degrees and Y is 20 degrees. So how do we figure that out? It says to write an equation to solve. Well, I know that this is a straight angle, and if that's 20, what would this be? 180 minus 20 equals X. Because this here is a straight angle AB, and that's worth 180 degrees. One of it. In order to figure out Y, we would be looking here, and we know another straight line, so it's 180 degrees. Take away what I know, which is my part, which is 160, equals Y. And Y, 180 minus 160, is 20. The last two things you need to look at are number 6. These two are opposite angles, but they are the same. So this is 125, and so isn't this. They did not give us either of the other angles, but again, if you look at this, this is a straight line. It's 180 degrees. So that should help you figure it out. Also, this one, they've given you a right angle, and they've given you opposites. This one's a little bit harder. I would take the 180 degrees, 90 and 36 to figure out that part in order to figure out these two. Good luck.